Nearly 50 years after the decriminalisation of homosexual acts, the gay rights movement has come a long way. With gay marriage legalised in the UK in 2014, it could be argued that today's society is a lot more accepting of gay people. But with a shocking 52,000 homosexual teenagers a year experiencing homophobic bullying, and the word gay now being one of the most commonly used playground insults, have things really changed? By talking to the teenager who's recently come out as gay, the organiser of a lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender support group, and talking to a previously troubled homosexual woman, this documentary takes a look at society's acceptance of gay teenagers today. Currently living in Kent, gay 19-year-old Carl spends his time sketching, playing musical instruments and working at River Island. He himself has encountered mixed responses about being gay as he's grown up.
I've been gay since about when I can remember, really. I even had a girlfriend before, probably just to cover it up, because you tell yourself that you're not gay, you're not gay, you're not gay, and you just keep telling yourself over and over again. And then it was only until I eventually got a boyfriend and I had to tell my family that it was kind of forced upon me to have to tell them. My mum was okay with it, because I remember sitting in and having a conversation with her, and she was like, it's fine, and that's what makes you feel better. That's what made me feel like that it was okay to be gay. But my dad kind of took it the worst, because he blamed himself and he thought that it was his fault for not spending enough time with me as a child. But now my family absolutely love it. They embrace it. They always talk to me about men and my boyfriend and things like that. So it's nice to just be myself. 'Cause you are the piece of me. Well, as a child I was quite upbeat. I was always really happy. I've been interested in music since about 5 years old, and I remember my mum getting me this really small keyboard, and I used to just sit there and bang the key, the same key, over and over and over again. And ever since then I just absolutely love music. And I used to sit in front of this big black TV, and I used to just sing to Titanic, and I used to watch Grease over and over again. I absolutely loved it. Why are you my clarity? At school I really enjoyed all the creative subjects. I was really into music, art and drama. My best moments and my best memories came through drama, like doing musicals and singing and acting. It's just what I absolutely love to do. I can just escape everything else that happens.
But Carl's time at school certainly had its downsides.
School got bad for me probably about 2.5, 3 years ago, when I wasn't out. Got quite withdrawn, and I got quite into myself, and I didn't talk to anyone, and I used to just start hating school. I used to run home, but I could still be more of myself than I was at school, because I don't like the idea of not being who I am, and who I am is laughing and bubbly and things like that, and it's just, school just bring out the worst in me at that point. Now I'm kind of getting past it. I still hate the thought that I was lonely, because school's meant to be happy, you're meant to really enjoy it, and I just didn't. And I don't really have that memory. I didn't like it at all. It's just, I don't want to go back there. I can barely walk past the school without being unhappy. But I used to walk through the hallway, and I used to hear little remarks here and there, and I wasn't a strong person. I can't take criticism very well, so it really gets to me. So if someone called me gay, for example, if they called me a homo, if they used to be like, get away from me, we need to, get away from him because he might turn us gay and things like that. And I used to just be really quiet, and I used to even be quiet in drama after a while, because it got to me so much. I used to even think that everyone was turning against me. It wasn't as bad as I think it was now, but at the time, because I was coming out and it was quite awful with my family and things, it was quite awful with relationships and things like that, it was quite a difficult time for me.
Carl decided to visit his old secondary school to reflect on the difficult experiences that he encountered there, which eventually caused him to leave.
The last time I came here, it was quite uncomfortable for me, and I literally just left on quite a bad note, so it's kind of strange, but it's kind of good to be back. It's just kind of helping me a little bit to come to terms with it and things like that, because I made the decision to leave school. I wasn't happy here, so it's kind of helped me go forward a little bit with my life in general, actually, being back here, because it's made me feel quite strong. So
to get an insight into what it was like to grow up as a gay teenager in the past, Carl went to visit Michelle, a 43-year-old lesbian, to talk about her experiences.
So when did you realise you was gay?
I'd always been a bit of a tomboy, definitely.
Yeah.
I like girls' company. I left home at 19. I had my own place to live, and the girl next door was the girl that I got with. She turned out to be a little bit of a bunny boiler. Even though I didn't like the scene,
Yeah.
I had a bad choice of girlfriend in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I've been with my latest girlfriend for just over 3 years. I've got great friends now, great social life, a lovely girlfriend. I'm very, very happy. I feel quite honestly that my sexuality hasn't stopped my career.
Mm-hmm.
They don't judge you for any of those things, just simply how you perform at the job you're employed to do. So, yeah, I'm in a good place.
Do you have any advice for young teenagers questioning that they're gay?
One bad experience doesn't mean that everybody is the same. If your family don't accept it, just keep living a good life and eventually they should come round.
While Carl and Michelle have managed to take control and move forward in life, other homosexual teenagers have relied on the available support of LGBT services, with 52% of young gay people reporting having self-harmed and 44% having considered suicide. Services like Kent Pride are an extremely helpful source of support.
I'm Vicki. I run Kent Pride, which is Kent's only LGBT festival, which is happening in the summer this year. We're trying to provide a gateway for people to access any sort of services that they don't feel are accessible at the moment. I think that Pride is important because it opens doors for teenagers that are coming out or questioning their sexuality to see that people have gotten through it. And a lot of people come out the other side. The attitude, social attitude and things have changed in the last 10, 15 years. And I think coming out is a lot easier now. Pride is important for that, because nobody should be ashamed of being LGBT.
This support has not always been available to teenagers and is a sign that the general public is becoming more accepting of homosexual people. However, the existence of these groups themselves also poses the question: if this is the case, why are they needed? This means that, although some things have improved, stigma and prejudice is still very much an issue in today's society towards gay people. While some turn to these support groups for help, other teenagers like Carl have support from caring partners. He has his boyfriend, Christian.
So, I came out last year in February, I think. And it wasn't really by choice.
I think it wasn't by choice.
Basically, my mum asked me and I said yes. I was still pretty much just waiting for them to ask.
You were 21 at that point, wasn't you?
Yeah. And then we had like a 5-minute conversation and that was it. I never told my dad. My mum told my dad for me.
They took it right though, didn't they?
My mum was a bit weird for like a week. She got over it quickly. My dad was fine. My dad never spoke about it till like 2 months later. So I started telling friends then, but even up until college I still wasn't completely sure in myself. So it was probably college that sort of finally got my head set. So yep, I like men. So we started talking in November 2013. June 18th we met, and then July 24th we made it official.
Yeah, we're official.
I was quite confident in myself before and after I met you.
See, I wasn't confident really, was I at all?
No.
You've helped me with that though, my confidence.
I have.
Not overly confident yet.
Not yet. You will be.
I know.
Eventually, it just takes time.
Being gay, I'm confident though, but I'm so much happier than I used to be before. Now that I'm with you, I'm a different person really. All my friends tell me that though, that I'm a different person.
You're back to yourself.
I'm back to myself, yeah.
Yeah.
Although there are still problems being faced with homosexuality today, there is a lot more help available for young people who are coming to terms with their sexuality. Society has a long way to go, but today's teenagers like Carl can look forward to a future where they can expect society to grow more and more accepting of them. With the support of his friends, family and partner, as well as the additional help that charities and clubs such as Kent Pride provide, Carl feels more than ready to take on the future.
This whole experience has really taught me quite a lot because I've never really thought about like the wider picture about being gay. It's really opened my eyes to how like the being gay and the perception of being gay has changed. It's really nice to hear because obviously it makes me proud to be gay. It's really taught me a lot about myself. Advice I'd give to young people afraid to be who they are and afraid to come out, for example, is to just be yourself and to not worry about it, because at the start, if things are difficult, things aren't difficult forever. They're going to get better sooner or later, because time is a great healer. Be who you are and just enjoy being you and just open up and feel free, because it really does help.